in concert, perfectly free. On record, slave. Get wild. Come.
Picture this. It's the mid-1990s. Prince, one of the most gifted musicians to ever touch a studio, steps on stage with the word slave written across his face in bold black letters. Not as a costume, not for shock value. It was a message aimed straight at the music industry, and more specifically at Warner Brothers. But to understand why Prince declared war, you gotta rewind a bit. Prince signed with Warner Brothers in 1977, when he was still a teenager out of Minneapolis. Back then, the deal looked like a dream. Warner let him produce his own records, which was unheard of for someone that young, and Prince delivered hits, tours, movies, entire cultural earthquakes. Purple Rain alone made Warner Brothers enough money to buy a small country. But while he was becoming the face of pop innovation, something else was happening behind the scenes. Prince outworked every other artist on the roster. While most musicians dropped an album every couple of years, Prince was creating at superhuman speed. He'd be in the studio every day, recording, mixing, stacking songs like a man possessed. By the early 90s, he had a vault with hundreds of unreleased tracks, and Warner Brothers wasn't trying to hear it. Record labels, especially back then, had a system. Release one album every 18 to 24 months. Milk it, promote it, tour it. Keep the brand controlled. But Prince was delivering albums like a printer spitting out pages, so Warner Brothers put the brakes on. Prince wanted to release more, Warner wanted to slow him down. Then came the real point of tension: ownership.
Ever since my third album, I wasn't really taking large advances from the recording companies. I was recording the albums myself in my own studio. So the way I looked at it, I owned the work because I paid for it. And I did all the work. I created it, so I felt like it should belong to me. That said, the companies felt otherwise, and they would always hold this contract up and say, well, you signed it. And I say, well, I understand that. It's not like I want to leave. I just want to, talk about this thing and see if we can't make it more fair. Of course, they wouldn't change, because if they changed, they wouldn't really exist. And that's kind of the situation we're in right today. They're not going to exist much longer.
Prince realized that even though he wrote the music, he recorded it, he produced it, Warner Brothers owned it. The masters, the publishing, the control, all in the label's hands. He was basically an employee making hits, while the company collected generational money off his art and hard work. This is where the fuse caught fire. Prince hated the idea that Warner Brothers could sit on his music, shelve it, delay it, or profit off it long after he was dead, while he had no control over his own creations. That's when he started calling the contract what it really was, a form of artistic servitude. And then he took the fight public. In 1993, Prince walked away from his own name. Literally, he changed his name to an unpronounceable symbol because Warner Brothers owned the word Prince as part of the trademark during his contract. Prince knew exactly what he was doing. He was breaking the machine by refusing to be branded by it. Then he escalated it. He started writing slave on his face every time he performed or appeared in public. His message was blunt: I'm a slave to my contract. They own my name, they own my music, they own my work. Warner Brothers thought he was being dramatic. Prince thought Warner Brothers was being oppressive. To force the label's hand, he released albums at lightning speed: Come, The Golden Experience, Chaos and Disorder, all fired off to run out the clock on his contract. Every one of those releases was a step closer to his freedom. And in 1999, freedom finally came. Prince completed his obligations and walked away from Warner Brothers. The slave disappeared from his face. He was now independent.
On December 31st, 1999, my publishing contract with Warner Chappell expired, thus emancipating the name I was given before birth, Prince, from all long-term restrictive documents. I will now go back to using my name instead of the symbol I adopted as a means to free myself from all undesirable relationships.
He built his own label, ran his own distribution, and became one of the earliest big-name artists to sell music online directly to fans. Years before iTunes, years before streaming, years before the industry caught up. Decades later, Prince and Warner Brothers made peace. In 2014, Warner Brothers actually returned the rights to his master recordings, a move almost unheard of in the music industry. Prince's rebellion became the blueprint. His fight opened conversations about artist rights, ownerships, masters, contracts, and exploitation. He wasn't being dramatic. He wasn't crazy. He wasn't throwing a tantrum. He was early. Prince saw the music industry for what it was, a place where artists created magic and corporations owned the wand. His war with Warner Brothers was a warning shot for every artist coming after him. And writing Slave on his face, that was Prince doing what he always did, telling the truth in a way you couldn't ignore.